mwenyewe apeleke mahali popote, ndipo tutasema kwamba Kanja akipata hii ya kwamba atatimisha ile wajibu. Ingine hii Kanja tusema kwamba sio mtu wa Mount Kenya. Kanja ni Mkenya, Kanja ni Mjaluo, Kanja ni Mluya, Kanja ni Mkamba, Kanja ni Mmeru. Ya kwamba sio kusema kwamba tukimpa Kanja atakuwa akisema mambo mlima. Hakuna mambo mlima kwa Kanja. Kanja atakuwa ni Mkenya mzalendo ambaye anapenda kila mtu. Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi hii.
Madenge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to add my voice to the support of Douglas Kaja's appointment as the Inspector General of Police. Douglas Kaja comes as a very, very experienced Kenyan in this position. Mr. Speaker, I want to add my voice to the expectations that Kenyans have on the nominee for the position of Inspector General. The number one, President William Ruto, in his wisdom, gave the Inspector General of Police functional autonomy and also financial autonomy. We expect that the welfare of our policemen will be at the forefront of Mr. Kaja's initiatives in reforming the police into a police service. Mr. Speaker, more importantly, is that this House has played its role in ensuring that it is the House that has the final say on the appointment of the nominee, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, the claim by certain quarters that they are the people pushing Douglas Kaja's appointment must be put to rest by the House, Mr. Speaker. I wish Mr. Kaja well as he's cleared by, even when he's cleared by this House, but he must know that we have a lot of expectation on him to really meet the desires and the wishes of Kenyans in as far as the police service is concerned. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Lagdera. Member for Lagdera, Abdikadir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I rise to support the nomination of Mr. Kanja to the IG, to be the IG of National Police Service. Mr. Speaker, I have interacted with Mr. Kanja several times on security issues in the constituency, and he has been very responsive. This is a gentleman who will call at 10 p.m. and he will pick your call and he will listen to you and he will help you in case of any problems. And if you want to know him, you will look at his wealth declarations. He's a modest man, somebody who has gone through the ranks from police constable to IG, and now what he is declaring, just modest. For another person, for another Kenyan, I think that person will have been a billionaire now. He declared for 6 million as his wealth. That itself tells you Mr. Kanja is a man of integrity. Therefore, I think the nomination of Mr. Kanja is very important, because for now, I think we'll have somebody with integrity, with experience, with somebody who has gone through ranks of police at the top, and somebody who understands the challenges of each and every cadre of the police service. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Naisula.
Speaker, I also do rise to support the appointment of the nominee, Mr. Kanja, for the position of the Inspector General of Police. And I speak as someone who has worked closely with him when he was in charge of GSU, Mr. Speaker, and he's the one who introduced the National Police Reservists in the North Rift, Mr. Speaker. I remember when we had issues in Samburu West constituency, Mr. Speaker, he got out of the office. We went round with him to the field. He saw the challenges that we were going through, Mr. Speaker, and he's the one who then recruited and ensured that NPRs were brought into place, Mr. Speaker. We need an Inspector General, Mr. Speaker, who will get out of those air-conditioned offices and go to the ground and go and see what is going on. And I can attest that Mr. Kanja is one such gentleman who listens to issues raised by members of parliament from experience, and I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to deliver. And we need to ensure that we pass him very quickly so that the acting IG can be relieved of his services, because we're not very happy with what he's doing in the country, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Member for Tetu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. First of all, is to thank the committee for a job well done, the joint sitting of the Committee of Parliament of the National Assembly and the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the appointment of Douglas Kanja as the Inspector General of Police, and to say that Mr. Kanja is a seasoned professional who has grown through the ranks. So we expect him to be accepted very well within the police force, unless, unlike in the past, where we may have appointed outsiders to that position. Mr. Kanja, I know him very well, and he's a man with very good temperament, and who will become a very good unifying factor, within the police force or within the police service. Mr. Speaker, the job of the IG is a tough job, and I hope that he can be able to see through the police reforms that we have been talking about for a very long time. We have a lot of work in fighting corruption within the police force, improving the welfare of officers, ensuring a fair promotion policy, stopping any extrajudicial actions by police officers. It's a tough job, Mr. Speaker, and we wish him well, and he has our full support if approved by this House. Thank you.
Karole Omondi, are you keyed in for this? If you spoke in the morning, then get yourself off the radar. Yes, get yourself off the radar. Honorable Sane.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I want to join my colleagues in giving compliments and support to the nominee for IG. The IG has come through the ranks out of merit. He has all the aptitude, the skills, and the qualifications so required for the duty he is supposed to take over. He's a very humble officer, one who has good listenership. The few moments I've had with him were quite interesting. He was able to listen to me and take me through what should be done. He has helped me in several occasions, having come from an insecurity-prone area. The IG is one person who has outstandingly performed in the last days of the Gen Z demonstrations. So I would, in a nutshell, accept in the approval of the IG, Mr. Douglas, for this job. I'm sure he will be one of the best IGs to hold that office. I saw support. Thank you.
Hillary.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I join all the members who have spoken before me to support the report, the joint report of the Senate and the National Assembly under the able leadership of our chair, the Honorable Gabriel Tongoyo. Mr. Speaker, a lot has been said about Mr. Douglas Kanja, and everything that has been attested by members is true. But Mr. Speaker, while we praise and demand of Kanja to do reforms in the police service, to take care of his juniors, Mr. Speaker, it is in the honors of this House to make sure that we also avail resources to enable his office to achieve with a budget of over 115 billion and 85% of that budget going to personnel and emoluments, Mr. Speaker, and leaving 15% only for operations, the police will not achieve any meaningful thing, Mr. Speaker. And I'm calling on this House when the new IG brings requests to improve performance in the National Police Service, let us generously add resources to him so that as we demand services, we also facilitate services by allocating resources, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Martin Owino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support the committee led by Togoyo. Mr. Speaker, it appears the gentleman is a man of integrity, according to the report and the eyes of the committee, and we support that. There are only two things, Mr. Speaker, that I would like the gentleman to look into when he takes the office. Number one, the idea of restoring the image of the police service so that they can gain trust from the public and allow people to present information so that crime can be detected early and managed. That is missing because the acrimony between the police and the people right now. Second, the issue of orders from above. Release the police to do what they have been trained, not what they are told to do. The Speaker, we realized this when we were on the streets, when somebody just say, what are you doing with those MPs? Tear gas them. Very wrong. Lastly, the issue of transferring police force to police service is just a statement. We would like this gentleman to transfer this from that status to community policing service. If that is done, people will restore the confidence which they have lost in the police force, so to say. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mutunga.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to also add my voice to this. Honourable Speaker, I commend the committee for a good job done in the inquiry and proposals they have made. So I urge this House to consider approving the appointment of Mr. Kanja as the IG of Kenya. Honourable Speaker, Mr. Kanja has what it takes. He has long-standing experience. He has requisite education that is needed. He has the professional capacity to do the work. He's also marked levels of maturity. We need a mature person in the police force, and he is a man of God. Honourable Speaker, I attended Mr. Kanja's.
Honourable Angela, what's your point of order? Mutunga, take your seat. Give him the mic.
Mr. Speaker, I want to bring attention of the chair to page 21.
Which chair?
The speaker, sorry, Mr. Speaker. I'm sorry. On page 21, number 45, about the nominee's background. I'm seeing, Mr. Speaker,
Angela, what is our
nominee, sorry?
Are you debating or you have a point
I'm not debating, I'm bringing to your attention to make a ruling, Mr. Speaker, whether we are properly debating the right person to be appointed as IG. Because this person was born on 22nd September 1963. And 1963, this is 2024 September, he's already 61. All government officers retire at the age of 60. So are we going to appoint somebody who is not even in the system, who has already retired? Is it in order for the House to debate something that is out, somebody who has already retired?
Mutunga, go on.
Honourable Speaker, Mr. Kanja is being appointed on contraction basis, and I think the member is out of order. Honourable Speaker, I need to draw caution, Honourable Speaker, that this, Honourable Speaker, that is my opinion, and I'm entitled to an opinion. Honourable Speaker, I believe I'm on the floor and I'm entitled to an opinion. I have not ruled, I've said my opinion.
Honourable Angela, take your seat. You've made your point. Take your seat.
Honourable Speaker, I would like to just draw caution to Mr. Kanja. Honourable Speaker, Kenyan police is not one of the most respected. I know, Honourable Speaker, all of us have traveled in this house. And whenever you go to an airport and you're not sure of what to do or where to go, the first people you respect and expect to give you genuine guidance are the police. And that is why we're asking Mr. Kanja to bring the Kenyan police to that particular level of respect. Honorable Speaker, I would also ask that we refrain from aligning our police force. Honorable Speaker, our policemen are also Kenyans and workers in this particular country, and we need to support them to do their job. Honorable Speaker, I would also like Honorable Kanja to train the police to be credible in whatever they do so that they can be respected people. I would like to Honorable Speaker to appeal to this House to consider Honorable Kanja for the appointment. I thank you.
Honorable Anjala. Honorable Anjala, intellectual honesty requires that when you quote something, you quote it fully, not selectively. If you read that whole paragraph, you'll have found that the answer you are looking for lies there. And it doesn't require the ruling of the Speaker. The committee says, the committee noted that at the time of the hearing, the nominee was 61 years old. Article 245 of the Constitution does not prescribe an age limit for the Inspector General. Further, Section 76 of the National Police Service Act, Cap 84, excludes the Inspector General from the retirement age of 60 years. So if you read that paragraph in full, you could have had the answer that you are looking for. So that is called intellectual inexactitude. I'll give to McClap.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the problem of my good brother is Wanjala is not always available on time because this matter was debated in the morning and concluded.
Don't debate Wanjala, debate the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Number one is that the committee chaired by Honorable Tongoyo did a very good job in a very systematic and summarized manner for everyone to be able to debate on this matter. So I want to congratulate the committee for doing a good job. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, you know I come from a region, the North Rift, where banditry has been a problem. When I came to Parliament, Mr. Speaker, I asked whom do I go and see in the police force, in the police service, who can assist my people. Mr. Speaker, I was told of one Douglas Kanja. And when reaching his office, Mr. Speaker, I got